was working for a reputable rental car company where I was having breakfast in Atlanta, lunch in New York, dinner in California, that type of living. Then I fell into the drug addiction. So the success that I did have, I gave it away to the addiction. From the penthouse to the crack house type of thing. I was engaged. My fiance was a flight attendant. She couldn't do no more with me. She tried her best to hold on to me, but it was something that, as she said to me, I would help you if I knew what you were dealing with. You don't know what you're dealing with. So eventually, as everyone could not do, they couldn't help me because I couldn't help myself. So I became homeless. Sleeping under bridges, sofa surfing, being in gunfire, being in very dangerous positions, very chancy positions where it could have went either way at any time, which led me to Haven. One day, I'm sitting in the dining room at the courtyard. One of the staff members, she walks up to me and says, "Hey, I know about you, Larry." I never met her, she knew me. She says, "Hey, there's a recovery program and they're recruiting right now. There's space available. Why don't you consider it?" In which I did. I was interviewed and went to the IHRP program here at Haven. It gave me a lot to work with as far as going forward, as far as understanding myself and the why I was doing some of the things I was doing. Eventually, I came in on the member side and got with the workforce readiness program. I'm doing 2 jobs now, still learning at the age of 57, being 58 in a month, to how to structure a budget, how to live independently. And when I do go on campus, I do go back and say thank you to case managers, janitorial, job coaches, staff, and just say thank you. Because you took care of me when I couldn't take care of myself.
When we came to Haven, I had a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 10-year-old. We lost everything. We lost our home, we lost our vehicles, we lost a lot of the toys the kids had. We came here with nothing. And to me, it made me feel bad because they had everything that they needed or wanted as a child. One little decision on somebody's part that was connected to our family core set us all to where we lost this, we lost that, everything. Really couldn't find a stable place because I needed to find a job, which I couldn't do because I had little kids that depended on me and couldn't afford daycare. We literally came in here with a couple of tubs, those Tupperware tubs with our clothes in them, a couple of pillows. The kids had a couple stuffed animals. That was it. And so Haven, thank God, that day actually got me in the same day. I started finding out the resources that they provide and the things that they can do as long as you put forth your effort, the things that they can give back and help you with. So I got right on it and I got with a job coach. Then they started mentioning the whole CSG thing and how they were going to get it started, and I was on top of it. CSG is a call center that has partnered with Haven for Hope to help people get on their feet by getting a job, retaining a job, whether they have obstacles in their life or not, and sustain themselves so that they can get off campus. We started with 5 in a little office in the intake building. And within 2 months, I was voted in as the team lead. We did expand to a bigger room in the TC building. And then they just started talking about how everything was going so well and how the numbers were going so well and the projects were getting renewed. So they decided we're gonna bring more people, and they acquired the new building here, the Grimes building at Haven, that we are in now, the call center's in. The employees here at the CSG Haven site are about 32 out of 700 to 720, I believe is the number at the main office. But the Haven people actually have had some of the best numbers lately, and we did actually have one employee here who was a resident at the time become the first champion out of the 720 employees. So that was pretty awesome. I actually told somebody yesterday that I love coming to work. It's not one of those jobs where you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't want to go. I like coming and I like helping people. When I got back on my feet, I got out and I've progressed in my life. I found this apartment complex that was brand new. It was at first scary because I didn't think I was gonna be able to get in with all the deposits and the this and the that. And then Haven was like, oh, it's okay, you know, we can take care of that. We have funding that will help you with that. As long as you do what you need to do, we can help you with that. They're happy in their new home and they love it and they love where they're at, and then they like to come to work with me because they miss it so much. They love being here. They still talk about it, like, I wanna go back, I wanna go back. No, we've done so well. We're good where we're at.
I had been in trouble before, and once I found myself in the Berry County Jail again, I couldn't believe myself. I was like, what in the heck is going on? I'm 40 years old. Why am I still going to jail? I need to correct this. There was every opportunity to do that at Haven for Hope. When I learned of this reentry program with Haven for Hope, it was a new program that offered the counseling, anger management type, you know, and that's what I did, you know, because I had medical issues also.
Well, I was born this way. I guess I had a birth defect, they call it, and so as I grew older into my teenage years, I felt more aggressive and I felt like I had to prove myself again and again and again. To me, it contributed a lot to my, you know, aggressiveness in a violent way. The first bit of counseling that I ever had was here at the Haven.
I got a chance to understand who I am.
Because there is no disability here, and there's no disability in my mind anymore, you know, and now I can utilize programs that help, you know, people with physical challenges, and that's what I'm doing today.
It was just a perfect program. The reentry program was more than I expected it to be. I utilized every tool they offered. They had a job readiness program that I involved myself with. I almost got a job almost immediately. I got another job. I have this apartment because of Haven for Hope. And then, you know, I felt really good about myself. It's at some points it's kind of like surreal because I'm like, I've been gone that long and I'm taking care of the bills and my legal issues are resolved. Knowing that Haven for Hope gave me so much confidence that I'm a different person. You know, if I have a problem, I can go, you know, I can go back and they're right there for me. I'm volunteering with Haven for Hope a lot, so, you know, I got my volunteer badge and it's no longer a member's badge. It blesses my heart and it gives me a smile to know that I helped someone without, you know, looking for something else. You know, I'm able to give back to the program that gave me so much, you know, that gave me my life back.
I've created chaos, and yet I've become a passionate person who loves other people, strangers. I can't express, you know, how much I've changed.
Without Haven for Hope, I wouldn't have a lot of motivation that I understood, because I'm a prideful man, and I've learned to let that go, because I've never wanted to ask for help from anyone. But they gave me help, and they said, here, you want it, you got it. And they made me feel loved. They made me feel comfortable. They didn't make me feel less of a man. If anything, they made me feel more of a man.
I was a foster child, but I ended up aging out. I never found an adopted home. That was a huge factor in me becoming homeless. Traditionally, the normal person would find themselves in a bad situation and they would just go home, or, you know, run to their family, run to their parents or siblings. And in my case, I didn't have that safety net. I graduated top of my class in high school. I got accepted to every university I applied to. You know, I became pregnant during that summer before my freshman year. I ended up being pregnant and going to school at Texas State University. They ended up leaving, coming back home, and then it was then that I decided, you know, to try to work things out with the dad and make a family. And after I had her is when he became very abusive. He was driving and he, you know, pulled over and started, you know, hitting me, and to the point where I thought I was like dizzy. And you know, my daughter was in the back seat, and you know, she's screaming because I'm screaming, and you know, there's a bunch of noise going on, and it was that moment in my mind. I had to leave. The first shelter I went to, it was very unpleasant, and it was really tight. I had to share a bunk bed with my daughter. I tried to take a shower, it wasn't working. You know, I had to bathe my daughter in cold water, and I ended up just kind of throwing water on her. She was screaming, and you know, I was crying because I was like, man, this is not at all what I was thinking about when I left. After that, I ended up leaving that place. I came to emergency shelter, and then they ended up transferring everybody to Haven. They gave us a room, our own room really. It was clean, just warm showers, everything was great. I mean, everything was amazing. So I wanted to start over. That was my honest desire. I said, I have a safe place to live. I have, you know, a roof over my head. I have resources. You know, there's plenty of people who are here who care about me. I mean, there's so much to offer in this place. And the first thing was to, you know, take part in the classes they had, see what they had to offer. And the second thing was to go ahead and look for employment. And then I ended up getting hired full-time with an apartment complex. I mean, they offered a living arrangement there. So I figured that was the quickest way to get my own place and get back on my feet. I had always wanted to join the military. So I joined the Coast Guard in February 2011. So I went to New York. I did a lot of really interesting things I thought I would never be able to do. After my 4 years, I decided, because I could have stayed in, but after that I said, you know, I want to come back home. I want to start over and do things the right way. I love my job. It came full circle is really what happened. I work for an agency that helps people. I work for SARA, which is an acronym. It stands for South Alamo Regional Alliance for the Homeless. I know it's a mouthful. I do a little bit of everything there. And my boss is great, really encouraging me to grow. He says, you know, you really should start going back to school. And so I said, okay. And I enrolled again. My daughter is 7 years old. She doesn't remember anything from that time. She was so little, and I thank God. She's very, very happy. And she's going to a really good school now. She's amazing.
And I'm excited about where God has taken me to the next level from Him with that talent. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me going.
I think we're on track and we're working at it, and our goal is to own our own home, not live in an apartment anymore, to get a home on some land so that the kids can run and run and run and run and have a place that we can keep as our home so that when we're older, the kids have somewhere they can always go back to.
They offered every single tool in the shed. Say, here, take this if you need it. I'm holding every tool they give me. And that's why I'm positive about the future.
I'm living my dream. I love my job. My daughter's happy. Things are a million times better than they were 6 years ago.
I've always said keep the dream alive, and this has become my land of opportunity.
God bless America, and God bless Haven for Hope.